Which countries were involved?
Great Britain, US, Russia,
Canada, right? So make sure you guys have that down. Everybody should have that. For the D-Day invasion, the countries involved were the Allies, were the United States, Canada, and Great Britain. Yep.
Canada.
Right, Canada is a key thing there, right? You guys get that down, make sure you have that. It was Canada, Great Britain, the United States. Which country were they trying to basically save? France. So make sure
France.
So make sure you have that down, right? They were trying to save France from whose control?
Germany.
From Germany's control. So these are important facts that you need to have about the D-Day invasion. So France, right? They were trying to save France from Germany. So okay, Connor, you guys, Angela, give me something that you wrote down in your notes. Hitler made the Atlantic Wall. What was the Atlantic Wall? Yeah, absolutely, right? It was a line of defense along where? Yeah, exactly, right? Along the shoreline, right? Right. He made a defense line of the Atlantic Wall along the shoreline, which was basically people thought it was gonna be impossible to get through, to land on the beaches, right? That was an issue back then. Actually landing on the beaches, yeah.
German army seemed very vulnerable after the loss of Stalingrad, Battle of Stalingrad.
So basically, you're right? So the Battle of Stalingrad kind of
showed that Germany's vulnerable.
Vulnerable, right? So it kind of led to the D-Day invasion where it seemed more likely, right?
Yeah, to show that you can beat them, they're not invincible.
Absolutely, okay. Anything else? Somebody else give me something. Go ahead, we have something. Anything you have. Yeah, you read something, just read something. Okay, we'll come back to it then. Andrew, go ahead.
Germany has the most powerful weapon, the 88 millimeter.
The 88 millimeter, what was it?
Like a pistol, I think.
It was like a cannon. But what was so special about it though? Do you remember?
I don't know, I just thought it's the deadliest weapon.
The deadliest weapon. So let's try to remember a detail from that weapon specifically.
But you can take out all vehicles from the long distance.
So that's the key, right? The 88 millimeter weapon that Germany had. Remember, technology is going to be a big part of the war, right? So that 88 millimeter, there was a cannon that would reach the tanks, but the tanks couldn't reach the cannon. So the range was a lot more than a tank. So it was able to hit tanks before tanks could even see the cannon. So remember, technology is a big factor. That weapon was a big factor. Oh, you guys can come back now. Would you? British Britain knew something was coming? Germany.
Yes, of course.
Britain was planning, so they would know something. Okay, well, so that's a key thing. I'll come to that. So make sure you guys have what Angela just said, right? They tricked Hitler, right? This wasn't they planned, right? They were gonna go to Cali. They went to Normandy, and they went back to Cali, right? The dates, Germany mixed up the dates. Now, why is that significant that Germany mixed up the dates?
Okay.
Huh?
So they weren't ready,
So they weren't ready. Where was their army, right? They had to transfer their army, and it was too late.
They're on the other side now.
They were on the other side, exactly. Yeah.
They had submarines and flail tanks.
Flail, what were flail tanks? Yeah, right. They would detonate the mines,
It's like
right?
strings, it'll just go through the
Strings
grass.
that would go through the mines. Go ahead, watch.
They wanted to hit the bridges, railroads, and transportation networks. That's what they were
Absolutely.
aiming for.
Make sure you guys get that down, right? The targets were transportation, exactly. Because what was that? Buildings, like you said, transportation was bringing supplies in, right? So exactly. So go ahead.
The weather was extremely important.
Make sure you guys have that. Right? The weather was extremely important. Why was it important?
because it's like the waves are like too rough and they can land.
couldn't, right? If the waves were too rough, you couldn't land on the shores safer. If the weather was rough, what would happen to our planes? Right? Remember we had parachutes, right? They wouldn't land the right spots. I'll come to
The
it.
Allied forces gave code names to the beaches,
They gave code names to the beaches. Why did they give code names to the beaches?
so it'd be easier for them to know where they're going.
The code names, I don't know if you guys got it down, but when we have the questions, you'll get those details down. So they wouldn't know, right?
Did they use like aluminum foil to bounce off the radars or something like that?
Right, so they wouldn't think. So why? What type of radars? So they couldn't see what? Who couldn't? Germany couldn't see their what?
Planes.
Their planes, right? What else? Remember the Armada? Okay, you guys. So Armada is right. It's basically an army of ships. Okay, that's an Armada. Was it only the United States?
No.
Whose navy was also with them? And who else is? Canada's, right? So they were all three of them were together, and then they spread out to separate the 5 code names that Nicholas said, right? They spread out. Yeah.
Allied tanks took photos of Roma's.
Right. So now there's another technological thing that you guys gotta have. The planes were able to take pictures of where the German defenses was. Okay. That was a huge thing. They were able to take pictures. That's another technological thing that helped us a lot. Yeah. They used the dummies. What are the dummies? Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us what the dummies are. Yeah. So there was, I remember, you guys remember the fake tanks, fake armored vehicles, they were called dummies, exactly. They were called dummies where they weren't actually there, right? They were just basically blown up balloons in the shape of like tanks and stuff, and they were placed there, right? So the Germans thought it was like basically an army coming at them, so they could attack it from a different place. You had something? Or?
Yeah, the dummies were used for the dummies to drop on the floor for them to go see the dummies and then they'll counter from another side.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And they had 10,000 casualties.
Who?
The US and
Right? So that's key about the dummies, that it wasn't like they didn't send any soldiers, right? So they basically, imagine being one of those soldiers. That you're gonna go into like your small group is gonna go through. You're basically a sacrifice, right? It's kind of like a sacrifice. It was kind of sad. But go ahead, I'll come here right now.
They dropped the dummies and then they dropped the people because then they would think it's the dummies again afterwards. So that's why they didn't notice it because they just thought it was the dummies.
True.
So, Romo was, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Romo was crucial for the battle, but, he was celebrating his wife's birthday, and he didn't know that the weather would change, so basically he was.
So who was Romo?
General.
From which country? Germany. So watch this, the Germany general, when he was supposed to be basically on duty because remember for Germany they had to like deploy armies, right? Remember they had to kind of give a signal for a certain like precinct, certain part of the army to go, and he was at his wife's birthday.
Hitler was sleeping.
And
He was
Hitler
dreaming
was
about
sleeping.
shit.
and Hitler was significant for the same reason, right? Hitler had to give the order for a certain army, a certain part of the army to move to a different spot, and he was sleeping. Exactly. But make sure you guys have Rommel, right? Was it Germany general? Who was the general for Great Britain that caused a lot of issues actually with the United States? Not Churchill.
Who was the president?
What was it? Bernard Wood.
General Pat.
Bernard Montgomery. Montgomery. Make sure you guys know Montgomery, right? He was the Great Britain general who had a lot of issues with the U.S. soldiers, right? He wasn't exactly cooperative with the United States. He thought a lot of the stuff the United States was doing was wrong. Okay? So, hi, go ahead.
160,000 troops crossed the canal.
160,000 troops, that's a lot. That includes all three, right?
Yeah.
Not just the one United States, right? That includes all three. What else? What else do we know? Now, what is the significance of it? Go ahead.
They're saying there's 6,500 vessels.
Which time? Did you know? Or
June 5th, 1944.